Some conversations about KD and Giannis, and there was a conversation that was had about them. And KD's like, we don't need any extra energy here.
Well, clearly not.
And so for Bruce Brown, and I know it was a question, it was out of context, who knows? But you got to learn. You just got to be quiet in this moment. And KD looked like a guy that was like, he said, what?
That's how I look at you.
That's going to make my job harder.
Out of your mouth.
That's going to make, exactly. That's going to make his job. KD knows that's going to make his job harder, and that's why he was like, yo, we don't need to say stuff like that.
But at the end of the day, we know that Robert Williams, his defensive presence is so important to the Celtics. So now, looking at who's available, knowing it's not going to be Robert Williams, I know Marcus Smart, your defensive player of the year, Big Perk. Who do you have winning this series, Kendrick?
TBD. You know what? TBD.
All right, Today, thank you so much.
Yep, I'm staying, for the first time, I'm staying completely away from this. I'm going to enjoy this like the rest of the world. But I will say this. This series is going 7 games. Make no mistake about it. But I'm not about to pick the Celtics without Robert Williams, and I'm definitely not about to go against KD and Kyrie from what I saw last night. And look, we could talk about the offensive side of things for us with Kyrie and KD, but can we give them some credit what they've been doing on the defensive side of things when it matters the most? We saw in the important game, we saw Kyrie lock James Harden up when they went to Philly. We saw last night what Kevin Durant was doing by really anchoring their defense, chase down blocks, meeting guys at the rim, things to that nature. That's why KD got an all-NBA, all-defensive team vote from me because of his defense. So I'm not taking anyone in this series. I'm going to just fall back.
Perk, I'm with you. I'm not taking anyone right now because I'm not sure. I'm on the fence both ways, so I'm right there with you. I just want to see how Kyrie responds or reacts in his first in the first round or the first 2 games, because I was in a situation quite like that playing at Toronto, and
your former
getting
team.
caught, my former team getting caught in the moment and trying to win the series in the first game and/or second game. So, and I had 2 bad games, right, RJ? You remember?
I was there.
Yeah,
I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
But other than that, I'm just interested. I think it's going to be a great series. Much-watch TV.
No, Vince, you wasn't in this situation because you was not in this situation because I'm telling you, them fans in Boston gonna be waiting for Kyrie.
Bro,
look,
I'm gonna tell you, dude, I ain't never seen anything like when I saw my guy go back to Toronto.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say though, Perk, I do understand your point. I understand your point because when I went back to Boston during that series when I was covering it last season, and I'm not saying this wasn't the case, but for Kyrie, there were literal posters outside of the arena of his face. Vince, probably the same
Okay, we're talking about Air Canada that left Air Canada and then came back. Now, Boston is intense.
Serious.
Boston is intense. I'm not disrespecting Boston fans when
who you got, Rich?
When they're locked in.
Fast forward, who you got?
What? We're still doing this? I'm going to say, I'm going with the Nets in 7. I'll be the only person up here that will have the strength to thanks. To have the strength to say that I think that's going to be the Nets in 7.
Bye. All right. Well, the best words in sports, Game 7. That's all I want is a Game 7. I'm actually with Perk and Vince. It's too close to call. TBD. All right, the Nets, they opened as the series favorites at -135, but money bet on the Celtics, it's actually shifted Boston to a slight favorite at -145. That's according to Caesar Sportsbook. So you can see that bettors are also sort of like, which way is this going to go? If this line stands, it would be tied for the second longest series price for a top 2 seed in the first round since the NBA went to a best of 7 in 2003 behind only Suns-Lakers series. That was last year.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.